Hello, everyone. Good evening. I've had a moment of clarity. I did my lunchtime chat today, and I was really having a hard time piecing a lot of this stuff together. I said, couldn't see the forest for the trees type thing, or the trees for the forest, even. What was more important, the details of the big picture. And I was on the way home, and I saw or listened to an um, story on the radio or some analysis on the radio, and I think the most prevalent thing in front of us is they're continuing to push war with Russia, which obviously can have uh, second and third order effects. But not only that, but the wars begun obviously in Ukraine last year, but they are pretty much putting it to the Russians right now through this economic activity. If you've been paying attention, um, with oil prices getting hit, it directly affects Russia, as a large part of their economy is exporting oil and gas, and it's crushed the ruble today in the last couple days, um, and pretty much on the obviously this is all CNBC. Um, a lot of talk today, not on the top headline, but this article from AP pretty much gets it right. I think, yeah, directly off AP. A global threat. So they're posing Russia as a threat directly, even though they created it. And as they were talking on the radio today, as I was coming in, they directly said that um, the U.S. caused the drop in oil prices to get at Russia. And this wasn't like national. This is a local talk show. This is guys directly here. Just a local guy in Northern Nevada, financial guy. Um, So, cat's out of the bag. This is they're waging economic warfare. Obviously, they want to get Ukraine back away from Russia, which hosts a lot of oil resources and cuts Russia off from a lot of other people. But they definitely seems like they got it right with this article. Talking about the ruble drop, which puts Putin in a bad spot, and they're talking about Putin being where the position where he's at, he's going to instigate the war. In this article right here, you can see the headline: Putin really wants to bomb someone. Says Khrushchev's great granddaughter. Well, he's been put in a corner. Not that I necessarily feel sorry for him, but it's all stage manipulation. We have why would we be in the way of Russia at all? It's and OPEC's helping us play this game. OPEC's come out and said they're not going to mess with oil prices, which they could easily, boost oil up over $80 at least, at a minimum. And they're continuing to let it sag down. Today, we're below 55, I believe. Oh, I lost my net. But you're talking about different economic moves that they can make with the ruble. They're talking about breaking out the printing presses in Russia. In the Fed meeting, the United States Federal Reserve Bank, private bank, has its meeting tomorrow. And no, I don't want to comment. Oil down under 55 today, or as of right now. I think it was up for the day when it closed. It now in foreign markets this is what you're looking at for Standard Oil. Um, and it's really hitting everything. Um, our markets dropped almost 1,000 points in this past week. It was almost 18,000 earlier, and since this oil prices dropped, so when economic hard times come, war is sure to follow in most cases. So I think this is the bigger picture that I was kind of talking about today that might be missing. And the Fed meeting tomorrow could really tell you what the United States plans on doing. There was pretty much overt uh, messages from Congress this past week about war with Russia, as far as being authorized. There's video of U.S. tanks and troops, armed personnel carriers and such up in the Baltic states, and I believe in the southern border regions of Ukraine as well. So this is what's going on. I think I figured it out, or if not, this is definitely something that could be going on. That's big picture. Um, Everybody seems to think that or that Putin's kind of backed into a corner here, but really, he's got a lot of leverage. You figure with China helping him play it out, they've started the BRICS Bank. Um, this is just a battle between currencies. Obviously, the ruble directly fell because of the dollar-backed oil, um, and OPEC's playing that game along with the dollar. But with China on their side and some of those other countries like Brazil, they could easily come back with their own backing to counter that economically. We'll see how that works out, but that can lead to some bad things. So, my thoughts, YouTube, kind of got a moment of clarity there to clear up some of the noise I've been hearing and everything. That's my thoughts. It's directly leading to war. So, be ready, be prepared, and live free.